Let's begin our arithmetic time today by saying our 12 multiplication tables. Ready, begin. 0 times 12 equals 0. 1 times 12 equals 12. 2 times 12 equals 24. 3 times 12 equals 36. 4 times 12 equals 48. 5 times 12 equals 60. 6 times 12 equals 72. 7 times 12 equals 84. 8 times 12 equals 96. 9 times 12 equals 108. 10 times 12 equals 120. 11 times 12 equals 132. And 12 times 12 equals 144. Good job. I assume you all did a good job and still remember those. Now remember, with your 12 times tables, with 6 on up, 12 times 5, actually 5 on up, 5, 12, 60, 6 times 12, 72, goes up the next 10, 8 times 12, 96, right? 10 times 12, 120, and then we're going into the 10. I don't know if that helped anyone or not, but those numbers are there. You just have to know which one it goes with. Like, the number 72 is a 12 times 12 table answer. 108 is one of them. 96, 72, 84. And those numbers are there. And just making sure it's with the right one. You think of the next 10, 6 times 7, or 12 times 6, 72. That's the number. It's the one that's the next 10 up one. That helps anyone today. I think we've talked about that before. Let's go on to the new material today and just focus on the new material. We will do a little review though, but when I say new, fairly new as far as perimeter and area. If you look, I'm going to stand here at the board right here. Rectangle, length is 13 yards and the width is 7 yards. I want to review with you today the perimeter and area. And we're going to talk about the formulas and knowing the formulas just like that. So make flashcards if you need to, because what's going to happen is, we sit down one more time, is that you're going to need to know which formula to use for which thing. So up here, maybe better if I did just sit. We're going to use these numbers to solve for perimeter, or we're going to use the same numbers to solve for area. So the perimeter of a rectangle you need to have memorized. P equals 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Or you could use the formula P equals length plus width plus width. And just add them all together. But for area, you have to multiply. So what would we do? If the yards is the length, and it's in yards, and it's 13, the width is 7, I'm simply going to what? I'm going to put P equals 2 times what? 13. It's going to be easier for me to stand, I think, after all. Plus 2 times the width, which is 7. There we have my work. And I keep bringing my work down, showing each step. Parents, if you're there, they should show each step of the way and show the work. 13 times 2. What is 13 times 2? I happen to know it's 26. If you need to, over on the side, write 13 and 2 and do that, then do that. But put the answer there, plus 7 times 2 we know is 14. And then we would write P equals, and I ran out of room here, but what is 4 plus 6 would make it 10, right? And then you have your 2 and 1, 3 plus the 1 you carry. Is that 40? Yes, 40. 40 what? 40, and don't forget to put the unit. 40 yards. And that would be my answer for that one. Sorry about having to squeeze there. But hopefully you can make that out all right. 40 yards would be the answer for perimeter. What about area? Length times the width when we do the formula for the area of a rectangle. We'll use these same numbers and we'll go A for area, and where length was 13 times 7. What is 13 times 7? I can come over here if I need to, and I can write 13, 7, multiply 21, 7 times 1, 7, plus 2, 9. And then I can write area equals 91, and what was it in? It's in yards, 91 yards. So again, I'm gonna circle my answer so you can easily find it. Here's the formula for the perimeter of a rectangle. Use the formula, plug in the numbers, and get your answer. For the area of a rectangle, because remember, on your paper, they might just start showing you, oh, length 13 yards, width 7 yards, and you have to just figure out the answer to the problem. And you're gonna have to write out the formulas, plugging in those numbers to solve, but you can do it. I know you know how to do it, understand? So now we've done the area as well as the perimeter of a rectangle. Make flashcards to memorize those formulas so that you can do it. Today we're going to go on and talk about a square, okay? And the perimeter of a square we already know. The perimeter of a square is 4 times s. I've drawn a square here. Each side, if it's a square, is the same. So if the side, see where I've written s equals 7? That means that one of these sides is 7. So I'm simply going to use my formula for the perimeter of a square. 4 times the side, which is 7. P equals 28. And what is the unit? Feet. That is my answer to the perimeter of a square. So I have another formula, 4 times s for perimeter of a square. What is the formula for a rectangle? 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. What is the formula for area of a rectangle? Length times width. And knowing the formula is the key to solving it. Because if you don't know the formula, you don't know what to do. If you know the formula, it's easy because you just put the numbers in the formula. Now we're going to go on and do another formula today. And that is solving for not only the perimeter of a square, but the area of a square. Now the area of a square, let me just write it here and erase it when we're done. Let me erase. Because we already did that, and hopefully you know it, and you can always replay it if you didn't quite get it. What is the formula for the area of a square? Area equals s times s. For a perimeter, it's 4 times s, okay? Because it's that 4 times. But for area, let's say it was still 7. Our side equals 7, right? There's one side is 7. S times s. So we simply put 7 for our side times itself. Area equals 49. 49, see, for the area of a square. Now, we're not done. It's in what? Feet. S was 7 feet. Now, what did we say about area? And I think I see an error. I think I see an error. That's so easy to do. I just caught myself in this one right here. You know what it was from last time? So easy to do, especially when your mind's thinking about so many things, like mine is right now. What is it that should be done? We always put square units, so square feet. That's the answer. 49 square feet. And it's so easy, you might be thinking of perimeter. But instead of just 91, I should have written this. 91 square, and it was yards, right? Square yards. Whenever it's area with the A, put square with the unit, whether it's yards or feet or whatever the case may be. Put square, square, feet, square, yards. Don't forget, like I just did. And do it. Perimeter, you don't need square. Just put feet. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to everyone? And just learning the formulas and doing what it says and not confusing perimeter for area, not confusing rectangular formula for a square, the formula for solving for square. How do you know if it's a square or rectangle? If it's a rectangle, you're going to have lengths and width. If it's a square, you're just going to have a side part of the equation, either S times S for area or 4 times S. Can you memorize these? So I want you to have 3 by 5 cards, if you have any, and memorize the formulas, and then it will be no problem. You'll just put the numbers in and do it. Now let's go to this one. This is a review, and I'm going to rewrite this part here. 2 meters, 300 centimeters minus 2 meters equals blank centimeters. I'm going to move again. How are we going to solve this? First, look for the one that's not used as much as the others. This is centimeters, this is meters, this is centimeters. So the ones that are the same, we just rewrite them again. 300, and I can bring it down, right? Centimeters, and I want everything to be in centimeters. Whoops. There we go. That says centimeters, even though it's hard to read there at the edge. I can bring that down. And this is, see, those are the same, right? Those have the same, but those are different. The one that's different, that's the one I want to solve for. And I put a box around it to remind me, I'm going to solve for that one. Step 1, am I going from larger to smaller or smaller to larger? Which is bigger, a meter or centimeter? A meter. So I'm going from larger to smaller. I'm going to multiply. Step 2, what is the special number? The special number is, how many centimeters are in a meter? 100. I'm going to multiply 100 times what's the other number? And that's step 3, 2. So 1, then I simply multiply 100 times 2. And you could write it long ways, or you could write it down this way. In this case, I'm going to do it long ways because I'm running out of room. And this one's easy enough. I could solve it that way. The answer is simply 200, isn't it? But that's not my final answer, but that's my answer for this part. And I'm going to put 200 centimeters up here. So 200, right? Now that's a subtraction. 300 minus 200 equals 100. And so my final answer is 100 centimeters. And if this was the printed blank, you'd simply write 100 centimeters. So that's just review of measurement equation or measurement problems. Again, hope this helped you and didn't confuse anyone. I know there's a lot of numbers up there and formulas and those kind of things, but just keep it straight in your mind. Let's start with a rectangle. The perimeter of a rectangle is what? 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Good. What is the area of a rectangle? A equals length times width. Good, and you can solve it by putting the numbers in. Then we go to the square. What is the perimeter of a square? Formula. P equals 4 times S, or 4 times the side, right? What is the area? This is what was new today. What is the area of a square? A equals S times S, or side times side. And you will see one in your book today. I believe it says that the side is 8 units. So if this square here was an 8, let's say it said the side equals 8. Let's use our area formula, S times S. So we'd write A equals S times S. That's the new formula for today. The side is 8. Let's just say it's 8 inches. All right, 8 inches, 8 inches. A equals 8 times 8. And so A equals what? 64. 64 what? Inches, but since it's area, don't forget, it's so easy to do, to put square inches. And remember, there's a difference between square inches means all the space that's inside whatever you're measuring. It's all the space in here that we're solving. There's 64 units. In this case, inches, square inches inside. Think of all the little squares that would be made. 1 inch squares. There's 64 of them that make up that. Whereas perimeter, you're just measuring this side plus this side plus this side plus this side, so it's not square. Understand? So always put square units with area. Hopefully it's helpful. Do lesson 160 for today. Be drawing some things and using the formulas. Keep all the pages, and in the back of your book you have the formulas too, I believe. If you look at the very back, there's like a little handbook in the back, and you'll see different things. You'll see metric things. You'll see all the geometry terms and other things in the back of your book. And keep your pages too, because the information is there with your formulas. Make those flashcards, memorize them, do a super job, and I will see you in the next video. You take care.